Let's be honest for a second. Growing up with a birthday on December 24th or 25th isn't always a fairy tale. You've probably felt it. The combined gifts, the busy friends, and that sinking feeling that your special day is, well, overshadowed by the biggest holiday of the year. But what if I told you that this wasn't a mistake? What if being born during this exact moment of cosmic silence wasn't a curse, but a divine selection? You are protected by one of the most powerful forces in the Kabbalah, Mebahiah, the angel of lucidity and fertility. There is a reason you have that intense intuition. There is a reason you feel a deep, lonely need to serve others. In this video, we are going to decode the soul blueprint of the Christmas children and discover the secret mission Mebahiah has entrusted to you. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Let's find out why. Have you ever been told that you have an old soul living behind your eyes? If we look closely at the physiognomy of those under Mebahiah's wing, we often find a gaze that is disarmingly clear. Your eyes, they don't just look, they penetrate. It is the gaze of lucidity, the ability to see the truth when everyone else is lost in confusion. Your voice likely carries a specific resonance, a comforting authority. You might not be the loudest person in the room, but when you speak, chaos tends to settle. It's as if your very presence acts as a winter hearth, warm, stabilizing, and safe. But the true magic lies within your mind. Mebahiah grants you a rare fusion, the sharpest intellect married to the warmest heart. You are not just smart in the academic sense. You possess a moral intelligence. While others chase trends, you are obsessed with values, with ethics, with what is truly right. You are the architect of foundations. Just as Christmas marks the foundation of a new spiritual cycle, you are the one who builds things that last. Whether it's a family, a business, or a piece of art, if your hands touch it, it grows. That is the gift of fertility. This is your divine signature. You are a manifester. People born on these holy days often struggle because they feel a massive responsibility to bring ideas into reality. You feel a constant driving urge to create, to nurture, to give birth to something meaningful. You aren't just a dreamer. You are the vessel through which the divine becomes physical. You turn thoughts into gold, but every light casts a shadow. And for you, that shadow is the crushing weight of perfection. Because Mebahiah represents high morals and divine order, you are often your own harshest judge. You feel a constant, silent pressure to be good, to be the strong one, to never make a mistake. You forgive others easily, but you rarely forgive yourself. You carry a secret fear that if you are not perfect, you are not worthy of love. Hear this clearly. You do not need to be a saint to be loved. Your existence is already a blessing. Being born on the day of the greatest gift has wired your soul to give, give, and give. This leads to your greatest trap, the savior complex. You attract broken souls. People come to you for healing, for advice, for warmth. And because you have such a big heart, you let them in. You carry their burdens until your own back breaks. You often feel used. You wonder, I am always there for everyone. But who is there for me? And finally, the silence. Even in a room full of people celebrating, you can feel deeply alone. Your mind operates on a frequency of depth that few can match. You crave a connection that goes beyond the surface, beyond the holiday noise. This loneliness is not a defect. It is the solitude of the guardian. It is the price of seeing what others cannot see. So what is the mission Mebahiah has entrusted to you? Why were you placed on this earth at this specific time? Your mission is to bring the light of intellect into reality. You are not here just to dream. You are here to build. You are here to teach the world about kindness, not through words, but through tangible action. You are the bridge between the material and the spiritual. Mebahiah ensures that if you maintain your ethics, you will always be provided for. You have the power to turn a simple life into a masterpiece. But your final lesson's this: you must learn to receive. You were born on the day of gifts. For your entire life, you have been the giver. Now you must allow yourself to be the receiver. Allow others to love you. Allow the universe to bless you without feeling guilty. To be born on December 24th or 25th does not mean you lost a birthday. It means the universe chose you to represent the spirit of rebirth and hope. You are not a shadow of the holiday. You are the light within it. Does this resonate with you? Do you feel Mebahiah's influence in your life? Tell me your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to discover more about the angels guiding your path, make sure to subscribe. You are never walking alone. So what is the mission Mebahiah has entrusted to you? Why were you placed on this earth at this specific time? Your mission is to bring the light of intellect into reality. You are not here just to dream. You are here to build. You are here to teach the world about kindness, not through words, but through tangible action. You are the bridge between the material and the spiritual. Mebahiah ensures that if you maintain your ethics, you will always be provided for. You have the power to turn a simple life into a masterpiece. But your final lesson is this: you must learn to receive. You were born on the day of gifts. For your entire life, you have been the giver. Now you must allow yourself to be the receiver. Allow others to love you. Allow the universe to bless you without feeling guilty. To be born on December 24th or 25th does not mean you lost a birthday. It means the universe chose you to represent the spirit of rebirth and hope. You are not a shadow of the holiday. You are the light within it. Does this resonate with you? Do you feel Mebahiah's influence in your life? Tell me your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to discover more about the angels guiding your path, make sure to subscribe. You are never walking alone. As the winter snow settles and the festive lights dim, a profound silence emerges. In this quiet space, we realize that being born during the holidays is not a coincidence of the calendar, but a specific alignment of the soul. These are not merely personality traits. They are spiritual laws woven into the very fabric of your existence. Here are 10 guiding philosophies for the Christmas children, whispered directly from the wings of your guardian. 1. The paradox of visibility. To be born when the world is distracted is not to be invisible, but to be foundational. The roots of the great tree are hidden underground, yet they sustain the entire structure. You were not designed to be the flashy ornament on the surface. You were designed to be the strength that holds everything together. Mebahiah says, "Do not weep because the world does not always see you. I hid you in the shadow of the holiday so that you could grow deep roots without the interference of ego. You are the anchor, not the decoration." 2. The union of hint and mercy. True intelligence is not cold logic. It is the ability to understand the human condition with clarity and kindness. Lucidity without love is cruelty, and love without lucidity is chaos. Your gift is the rare ability to think with your heart and feel with your mind. Mebahiah says, "Your intellect is a lantern, not a sword. Use your sharp mind to cut through confusion, but let your warm heart heal the wound immediately after." 3. The architect of reality. Fertility is not just about biology. It is about the energy of creation. To be a manifester means that your thoughts have weight. You are a bridge between the spiritual realm of ideas and the physical realm of matter. When you focus your intention, reality bends to meet you. Mebahiah says, "Be careful what you dream, for you have the power to build it. Your hands are blessed with the ability to turn dust into gold, as long as your intention remains pure." 4. The anchor in the storm. In a world addicted to noise and haste, a calm presence is a superpower. Your comforting authority is not about controlling others, but about controlling your own internal state so deeply that it regulates the nervous systems of everyone around you. Mebahiah says, "When the world spins out of control, you must stand still. Your peace is the greatest weapon against chaos. You do not need to shout to be heard. Your silence speaks volumes." 5. The compass of ethics. In an era of shifting values, holding a high moral standard can feel like a burden. However, this ethical backbone is what protects you from ruin. While others may take shortcuts and fall, your integrity builds a road that will support you for a lifetime. Mebahiah says, "Do not lower your standards to fit in with a fallen world. You are the keeper of the flame. Your righteousness is not a judgment on others, but a light that shows them the way home." 6. The stewardship of light. The savior complex is a distortion of a beautiful truth. You are here to serve. But true service requires boundaries. You cannot light the way for others if you have burned yourself out to ash. Protecting your energy is not selfishness. It is stewardship. Mebahiah says, "My child, you are a vessel, not the source. If you give until you are empty, you have nothing left for God to work through. Preserve your light, so it may shine longer." 7. The grace of imperfection. The pursuit of perfection is a trap for the high-minded soul. It stems from the belief that you must earn your place in the universe. But the divine does not require you to be flawless. It only requires you to be faithful. Mebahiah says, "Drop the heavy armor of perfection. I love you not for what you do right, but for who you are. Your flaws are simply the cracks where the light gets in." 8. The sacred solitude. Feeling alone in a crowd is the price of depth. While others swim on the surface, you dive into the deep ocean. This solitude is not a punishment. It is a sacred space reserved for your communion with the divine. It is where you recharge. Mebahiah says, "Do not fear the silence. The loneliness you feel is simply the VIP section of the soul, where I wait to speak with you. Embrace your depth." 9. The law of reciprocity. The universe operates on a cycle of giving and receiving. By refusing to receive love, help, or gifts, you block the flow of abundance. You deny others the joy of giving to you. To be a master of life, you must be humble enough to receive. Mebahiah says, "You were born on the day of the gift. Open your hands. You are worthy of the love you so freely give to everyone else. Let the universe bless you back." 10. The living gift. Your life is not a footnote to a holiday. Your life is the message. You are the embodiment of hope, renewal, and the return of light during the darkest time of the year. Your very existence is a promise that the sun will always rise again. Mebahiah says, "Stop looking for your purpose. You are living it. You are the Christmas candle that never burns out. Go forth and shine, for you are my chosen one." Here are the next 20 philosophies, continuing the spiritual journey for those born under the wing of Mebahiah. 11. The power of the pause. Born during the Winter Solstice, the time when the earth stands still, you possess the innate ability to pause before reacting. While the world rushes in a frenzy, Your strength lies in the gap between stimulus and response. This stillness is not inaction. It is the gathering of power before the strike. Mebahiah says, "Do not rush to fill the silence with noise. Your wisdom is brewed in the quiet moments. When you pause, you allow my voice to enter your mind." 12. Intellectual charity. Generosity is often thought of as giving money, but your specific gift is the generosity of the mind. You share your ideas, your solutions, and your clarity without expecting credit. You feed people's minds just as a Christmas feast feeds their bodies. Mebahiah says, "Share your wisdom freely, for the well of your intellect is fed by an infinite source. A solution you whisper today could save a life tomorrow." 13. The diamond of truth. Lucidity is sharp. Sometimes your ability to see the truth can feel cutting to others who prefer comforting lies. However, a diamond must be hard to cut through glass. Your role is not to be falsely polite, but to be lovingly truthful. Mebahiah says, "Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Your honesty is a scalpel that removes the infection of deception. Do not apologize for seeing clearly." 14. The winter's endurance. You were born in the cold, which has gifted you with a resilience that summer children do not possess. You can withstand emotional winters, periods of loss, grief, or hardship, without breaking. You are the evergreen tree that keeps its color when everything else turns gray. Mebahiah says, "When the storms of life come, do not be afraid. I built you to withstand the frost. Your endurance is a testament to the eternal nature of the soul." 15. The mastery of materialism. There is a misconception that spiritual people must be poor. Mebahiah, being an angel of fertility, teaches that matter is simply spirit slowed down. You have the right to abundance because you know how to use resources to elevate the world, not just to hoard them. Mebahiah says, "Do not reject the material world. Master it. Use your prosperity to build schools, to feed the hungry, to create beauty. Money in your hands is a tool for the divine." 16. The compassionate judge. With your high morals, you naturally see the flaws in the world. The challenge is to judge the action without condemning the soul. You are called to correct errors with the gentle hand of a teacher, not the gavel of a punisher. Mebahiah says, "Correct others with the same mercy you wish to receive. When you point out a mistake, always offer a hand to help fix it." 17. The art of discernment. Because you want to save everyone, you must learn discernment. Not every door that knocks is meant for you to open. You must use your lucidity to see who is ready for your help and who is simply feeding off your light. Mebahiah says, "Guard the gates of your soul. You are a sanctuary, not a public park. Allow entry only to those who respect the sacred space you hold." 18. The legacy builder. You do not live for the moment. You live for the timeline. Your actions are often calculated to bear fruit years, even decades from now. You are planting seeds for trees under whose shade you may never sit. Mebahiah says, "Build for the future. Your life is a brick in the cathedral of humanity. Lay it straight, lay it strong, so that those who come after you may stand on your shoulders." 19. The sanctity of the word. For you, a promise is a binding contract written in spiritual ink. You cannot tolerate broken words or flakiness. Your integrity is your currency, and your ability to keep your word is what gives your voice its power. Mebahiah says, "Let your yes be yes and your no be no." When you speak with integrity, the universe aligns to make your words reality. 20. The healer of chaos. Your presence brings order. Whether it is organizing a messy room or calming a panicked friend, you naturally restructure chaos into harmony. This is the energy of creation, taking the formless and giving it form. Mebahiah says, "Do not run from chaos, walk into it. You are the organizing principle. Where you step, confusion vanishes and clarity remains." 21. The return of the light. Just as the days begin to lengthen after your birthday, you represent the return of optimism. When people are in their darkest hour, you are the reminder that the sun always returns. You are the antidepressant of the zodiac. Mebahiah says, "When you smile, you break the winter of someone's heart." Never underestimate the power of your own joy to lift the heaviness of the world. 22. The beauty of ritual. You find peace in tradition and ritual. These are not empty habits for you. They are vessels that hold spiritual energy. By maintaining traditions, you create a sense of continuity and safety for your family and community. Mebahiah says, "Honor the rituals that ground you. They are the rhythm of your life. In a chaotic world, your consistency is a refuge for the lost." 23. The listening heart. While your intellect talks, your heart listens. You have the ability to hear what is not being said, the hidden fears and silent screams of others. This deep listening is often the greatest gift you give. Mebahiah says, "Listen with your whole being. Sometimes people do not need you to solve their problems. They just need you to witness their pain, so they are no longer alone." 24. The courage to be misunderstood. Because you see deeper and further, you will often be misunderstood by those living on the surface. You may be called too serious or too intense. This is the burden of the visionary. Mebahiah says, "Do not shrink yourself to be understood by those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Walk your path. The right people will find you." 25. The fertility of ideas. Your mind is a fertile garden. You never run out of ideas. The danger is that you may start too many projects and finish none. You must learn to prune your garden, focusing on the few ideas that truly matter. Mebahiah says, "Focus your creative energy. It is better to bring one great tree to maturity than to have 100 seedlings die of neglect." 26. The gravity of respect. You demand respect, not through force, but through conduct. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You understand that true dignity comes from self-mastery. Mebahiah says, "Stand tall. You are royalty of the spirit. When you respect your own boundaries, the world has no choice but to follow suit." 27. The alchemist of grief. Born in the season of endings and beginnings, you know how to turn grief into wisdom. You understand that something must die for something new to be born. You do not fear the end of things. Mebahiah says, "Let the dead leaves fall. Do not cling to what is over. Your pain is the fuel for your next transformation." 28. The practical mystic. You do not float in the clouds. You bring heaven to earth. Your spirituality is practical. It is found in how you do your work, how you clean your house, and how you pay your bills. You make the mundane holy. Mebahiah says, "Worship me with your hands, not just your lips. A job well done is a prayer. A clean home is a temple." 29. The shield of protection. Just as Mebahiah protects you, you have a fierce instinct to protect the innocent. You cannot stand injustice. You are the shield for those who cannot defend themselves. Mebahiah says, "I have given you a sword of truth and a shield of courage. Use them to defend the weak, but be careful not to become a tyrant in your pursuit of justice." 30. The eternal child. Despite your old soul, there is a spark of the eternal child within you, the wonder of Christmas morning. This innocence is what keeps you from becoming cynical. It is your connection to pure joy. Mebahiah says, "Keep your heart light. Wisdom does not mean heaviness. To enter the kingdom of creativity, you must become like a little child again, full of wonder and belief." Here are the next 20 philosophies, completing the circle of wisdom for the chosen souls of the winter solstice. 31. The virtue of the slow burn. You are not a wildfire that destroys. You are the hearth fire that sustains. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, your power lies in patience. You understand that anything worth building, a career, a relationship, a legacy, takes time to cure, like concrete. Mebahiah says, "Do not envy the sparks that fly and fade. Be the coal that burns through the night. Your success is designed to last forever, so do not rush the foundation." 32. The healing of the bloodline. Born during a holiday centered on family, you are often the cycle breaker of your lineage. You have the lucidity to see the toxic patterns your ancestors handed down, and the moral strength to say, "It ends with me." You heal the past by living differently in the present. Mebahiah says, "You carry your ancestors in your blood, but you do not have to carry their mistakes in your heart. Heal yourself, and you heal the 7 generations that came before you." 33. The language of action. For you, love is a verb. You struggle to trust flowery words because your intuition tells you they are often empty. You believe that if you love someone, you show it by showing up, by fixing what is broken, by being reliable. Mebahiah says, "Let others speak of love. You demonstrate it. Your reliability is the most romantic poem you could ever write." 34. The sacred no. Because your heart is so open to giving, your no must be ironclad. Saying no is not an act of rejection. It is an act of self-preservation. It is the fence that keeps your garden fertile. Without it, you are a public walkway, trampled by everyone. Mebahiah says, "Do not feel guilty for closing the door. A holy temple has gates for a reason. Your no protects the sanctity of your yes." 35. The clarity of the cold. Just as winter air is crisp and clear, your mind operates best when emotions are cooled down. You are not cold-hearted, but you possess cool reason. This allows you to make difficult decisions during crises when others are melting down. Mebahiah says, "When the heat of emotion rises, seek the cool stillness within. I have given you a mind that works like a crystal, sharp, clear, and unclouded by the heat of the moment." 36. The beauty of function. You see beauty in utility. A tool that works perfectly, a system that runs smoothly, a plan that executes flawlessly. This is art to you. You understand that true aesthetics are not just about how things look, but how they serve a purpose. Mebahiah says, "Do not separate the practical from the divine. A well-made table is as spiritual as a prayer. Honor the function of things, for purpose is beautiful." 37. The burden of potential. You often suffer because you see what could be, not just what is. You see the potential in people who do not see it in themselves. The lesson is to accept people as they are, not as the project you want them to become. Mebahiah says, "Release the burden of potential. You cannot want it more than they do. Love people for who they are today, not for who they might be tomorrow." 38. The gift of presence. In a season of material exchange, you understand that the greatest gift is attention. Your ability to be fully present with someone, to make them feel like the only person in the room, is a rare form of charity. Mebahiah says, "Put down the distractions. Look into their eyes. Your full attention is the most expensive gift you can give, and it costs you nothing but your ego. 39. The late bloomer's glory. Like the Capricorn, energy that often governs this time, you age in reverse. You may have been a serious child, carrying heavy burdens. As you age, you will become lighter, freer, and more joyful. Your best years are the ones ahead of you. Mebahiah says, do not regret a heavy childhood. You are building the muscles for a glorious adulthood. You are a fine wine. Time is your greatest ally, not your enemy. 40. The filter of truth. You are a human lie detector. Deception physically repulses you. This is the gift of lucidity. You create a space around you where people feel compelled to tell the truth because they know you can see right through the mask. Mebahiah says, trust your gut. That slight discomfort you feel when someone speaks, that is my whisper. Do not ignore it to be polite. 41. The stewardship of the earth. Fertility connects you to nature. You likely find your greatest peace in a forest, a garden, or near the mountains. You recharge by touching the ground. You are a guardian of the planet, instinctively knowing that if the earth dies, the spirit has no home. Mebahiah says, go outside. The concrete world drains you. The living world restores you. Touch the soil, for you and the earth share the same heartbeat. 42. The quiet ambition. You are ambitious, but not loud. You do not need to announce your next move. You work in silence, and let the results make the noise. Your ambition is not about fame. It is about impact and excellence. Mebahiah says, move like the roots of a tree, silently, powerfully, and relentlessly. By the time the world notices you, you will be too strong to be moved. 43. The harmony of opposites. You embody the balance of light and dark, Winter Solstice. You understand that you cannot have joy without sorrow, or birth without pain. You accept the duality of life, which gives you a maturity that intimidates shallow people. Mebahiah says, embrace your shadows as much as your light. It is the contrast that gives the picture its depth. You are the balance point. 44. The respect for hierarchy. You understand that order is necessary for creation. You respect those who have earned their place, and you expect the same respect in return. You are not a rebel without a cause. You are a builder of better systems. Mebahiah says, order is not oppression. It is the structure that allows life to flow. Build your life with structure, and you will find freedom within it. 45. The emotional alchemist. You take the raw, heavy emotions of the world and transmute them into something useful. You turn grief into art, anger into advocacy, and loneliness into wisdom. You do not waste a single tear. Mebahiah says, do not hide your scars. They are gold. You have the power to turn your deepest pain into your greatest medicine for the world. 46. The keeper of memories. You are the historian of your family and friends. You remember the small details, the anniversaries, the stories. By holding these memories, you give the people around you a sense of continuity and belonging. Mebahiah says, cherish the memories, but do not live in the past. You look back only to see how far you have come. You are the library of the soul. 47. The dignity of service. You understand that to lead is to serve. You are not above doing the dirty work. Whether it is cleaning up after the party or staying late to help a colleague, you lead by example. Your humility is your crown. Mebahiah says, true royalty does not need a throne. It needs a towel to wash the feet of others. In your service, you find your sovereignty. 48. The indestructible hope. Born. When the night is longest, you carry the DNA of hope. You know that the sun must return. When everyone else gives up, you are the one who stays, holding the vision of a better outcome. You are the designated believer. Mebahiah says, when the world is dark, you do not look for a light, you become it. Your hope is not naive, it is a spiritual knowing that dawn is inevitable. 49. The Master of Resources. Mebahiah gifts you with the ability to do more with less. You are resourceful. You can look at an empty fridge and make a feast. You can look at a small budget and build an empire. You respect the energy of money and things. Mebahiah says, waste nothing. Every resource you have is a seed. Plant it wisely, and I will ensure the harvest is bountiful. 50. The bridge between worlds. Ultimately, you are the meeting point of the divine and the human. You are the manger, humble, earthy, yet holding the divine spark. Your life is the proof that the spiritual can exist comfortably within the material. Mebahiah says, you are the ladder between earth and heaven. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars. You are my beloved child, in whom I am well pleased. Here are the next 20 philosophies, continuing the spiritual blueprint for those born under the guidance of Mebahiah. 51. The wisdom of the void. Born during the longest nights, you are comfortable in the dark. While others panic in uncertain times, you find clarity. You understand that the void is not emptiness, but a womb where new realities are gestating. You are the midwife of the unknown. Mebahiah says, do not fear the darkness or the unknown. It is simply the canvas upon which I have taught you to paint with light. 52. The Guardian of Innocence. There is a fierce protector within you that rises whenever innocence is threatened. Whether it's a child, an animal, or a naive idea, you instinctively shield what is pure from the corruption of the world. You are the wall between the wolf and the lamb. Mebahiah says, your ferocity in protecting the innocent is holy anger. Use it to keep the world safe for those who cannot fight for themselves. 53. The discipline of creation. You know that inspiration is cheap, but discipline is priceless. Mebahiah's energy of fertility requires the structure of routine. You don't wait for the muse to strike. You go to work. You treat your creativity with the respect of a professional, not a hobbyist. Mebahiah says, show up every day. The miracle does not happen in the dreaming. It happens in the doing. Your consistency is the prayer that brings heaven to earth. 54. The currency of trust. To you, trust is more valuable than money. Once broken, it is almost impossible for you to repair. This is not because you hold a grudge, but because you understand that without the foundation of trust, no relationship can survive the winter. Mebahiah says, guard your trust, but do not let your heart turn to stone. Learn to trust my guidance first, and you will know who is worthy of your loyalty. 55. The art of simplification. Your lucid mind cuts through complexity. When everyone else is overcomplicating a problem, you see the simple, elegant solution. You strip away the noise to reveal the signal. You make life easier for everyone around you. Mebahiah says, complexity is often a hiding place for the ego. Simplicity is the signature of the divine. Keep it simple, and you keep it true. 56. The emotional anchor. People instinctively drift towards you when they are emotionally shipwrecked. You don't have to do anything. Your stability is enough. You provide the harbor where others can repair their sails before heading back out to sea. Mebahiah says, you do not need to fix their storm. Just be the shore. Your stability reminds them that the ground is still beneath their feet. 57. The sacrifice of ego. Born on a day that celebrates humility, you are often called to put the mission above the recognition. You are the power behind the throne, the writer behind the speech. You care more about the victory of the cause than the applause of the crowd. Mebahiah says, "Let others chase the spotlight. You are the electricity that keeps the lights on. Your power is real, their fame is fleeting." 58. The fertility of friendship. You don't just make friends, you cultivate tribes. You have a knack for bringing disparate people together and making them feel like family. You are the glue in your social circle, the one who organizes the gatherings that become core memories. Mebahiah says, "Gather my children. When you bring people together in love and laughter, you are creating a church without walls." 59. The intuitive strategist. You don't just feel your way through life, you plan. But your planning is guided by intuition. You can see 5 steps ahead, not because you are psychic, but because you understand the cause and effect laws of the universe better than most. Mebahiah says, "Trust your foresight. That hunch you have about the future is a map I have placed in your pocket. Follow it." 60. The master of endings. Just as December 25th marks the end of a cycle, you are good at closing chapters. You know when a job, a relationship, or a habit has served its purpose. You don't drag out the inevitable. You cut the cord with grace so the new can begin. Mebahiah says, "Do not be afraid to say it is finished. Every ending is a necessary clearing for a new beginning. I am the Alpha and the Omega." 61. The reflector of souls. You are a mirror. When people look at you, they often see their own truth reflected back. Sometimes the beauty they deny, sometimes the darkness they hide. This is why some love you instantly, and others are triggered by you without cause. Mebahiah says, "Do not take their reactions personally. You are simply the clear water reflecting their own face. Stay calm, and let them deal with what they see." 62. The sanctity of home. For you, home is not just a place to sleep. It is your battery charger. You need a space that is aesthetically pleasing, organized, and peaceful to function. Protecting the energy of your home is vital for your mental health. Mebahiah says, "Your home is your first ministry. Make it a place of peace, and you will always have the strength to face the war outside." 63. The voice of the voiceless. Your sense of justice makes it impossible for you to stay silent when the weak are oppressed. Mebahiah gives you the words to speak truth to power. You are the advocate, the whistleblower, the defender. Mebahiah says, "I gave you a voice that carries weight. Do not whisper when you should roar. Speak up for those whose voices have been stolen." 64. The joy of sustenance. You derive deep satisfaction from feeding others, whether it's cooking a meal, providing a paycheck, or offering spiritual nourishment. The act of sustaining life is your way of saying, "I love you." Mebahiah says, "There is holiness in the bread you bake and the table you set. Every meal shared is a communion. Feed them, and you feed me." 65. The lesson of detachment. Because you care so deeply, your lesson is to learn detachment. You must care about the person, but detach from their choices. You cannot save people from their own karma. You can offer the map, but you cannot walk the path for them. Mebahiah says, "Love them, but let them go. If you hold on too tight, you strangle their growth and your own peace. Trust me with their journey." 66. The winter sun. You shine brightest when resources are scarce. When times are tough, your creativity kicks into high gear. You are a survivor who knows how to find warmth in the snow and food in the desert. Mebahiah says, "Do not fear scarcity. You carry the sun in your chest. The colder the world gets, the warmer your heart must become." 67. The ethical entrepreneur. If you go into business, you cannot just chase profit. You need purpose. You are designed to be an ethical entrepreneur, someone who proves that you can make money while doing good. You play the long game of reputation. Mebahiah says, "Your business is your pulpit. Treat your customers, employees, and money with integrity, and I will make your storehouses overflow." 68. The healer of memories. You have a nostalgic heart. You help people process their past. You are the one who says, "Remember when we got through that hard time?" You reframe the past struggles of others into stories of victory. Mebahiah says, "Help them remember their strength, not just their pain. Use the past as a library of lessons, not a prison of regrets." 69. The capacity for solitude. Unlike others who feel lonely when alone, you often feel crowded when with others. You need solitude to process the immense amount of data your intuition collects. Aloneness is your reset button. Mebahiah says, "Retreat to the mountaintop. You need the thin air of solitude to hear my instructions clearly. Do not apologize for your need to withdraw." 70. The everlasting covenant. Ultimately, your life is a covenant. You promised to bring light at a specific time in history. Even when you feel lost, the covenant holds. You cannot fail because your mission is backed by the angel of eternity. Mebahiah says, "Rest in the knowledge that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. I am with you, from the first breath of winter to the last breath of life." As we close the book on the mystery of Mebahiah, remember this. Your birth was never an accident lost in the holiday rush. It was a divine appointment. You are the living embodiment of the true Christmas spirit, not the commercial noise, but the quiet, enduring hope that sustains the world through the longest winters. You have spent your life being the gift to others. Now it is time to accept the gift of your own worthiness. If you felt a spark of recognition in these words, do not let it fade. You are not alone on this journey. I challenge you to embrace your mission. If you are ready to walk in the light of Mebahiah, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. Join our community here at Angelic Gospel, where we decode the language of the soul every week. And I truly want to hear from you. Which of these philosophies resonated with your heart the most? Are you one of the Christmas children? Leave a comment below. Your story matters, and I read every single one. Thank you for allowing me to speak to your spirit today. Go forth, build with wisdom, and love with clarity. This is Angelic Gospel. Go with grace.